It's 1.1 million to take an overnight first-class sleeper train in Vietnam, but is it worth it? We are currently on a train about to take off on a 15-hour journey to Ninh Binh in northern Vietnam. Now, just a few days ago, we were at this train station because we put our motorbike on a cargo train. We hope it got there. We don't know. We're hoping that when we arrive, the bike is there and we can continue our journey in the north. Today has already been an interesting day. We flew in from Bangkok. It was fantastic, a very easy flight here. We had some lunch, we had some coffee, we were ready to pick up our bags which were in storage. And that's where it got interesting. So let me show you some footage from 2 hours ago, because right now I feel good, but 2 hours ago I didn't. All right, so we are at baggage storage. Nobody is here yet, but our friends, the guys who put together the motorbike for shipping, they took Alan somewhere and there's somebody who's going to call. We also have the guy who is in the office for shipping the motorbikes is trying to call. I did send a WhatsApp message and I tried to call, but I didn't get anything on calling, so I hope she gets the WhatsApp message. We have an hour and a half. Somebody has got to get us her stuff. Alan reminded me both our helmets are in there as well, so it's all of our clothing, all of our helmets, basically everything except, well, thankfully our electronics and a little bit of clothes. All our dirty clothes, basically, just a couple of outfits that we took to Vietnam with, or took to Bangkok with us. And it's raining. All right, so it's now 4:30 and our train is at 6. My hypothesis is that this woman who runs this storage locker service went away for the weekend, and that's why she's not here all day, and why she didn't answer any of our calls, even though we said we were picking it up today, and she said no problem, be here by 5. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if the people here can somehow break in for us or what, but I keep calling her on WhatsApp. We've called the other hotline and nothing. So we have an overnight train. It's 2.2 million dong for those tickets. I don't know what our options are. Alan is just like waiting at the door for someone to give him some kind of news. Oh my goodness, I saw this motorbike drive up here and a guy get off. And then a nice motorbike guy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's everything here. Thank you. Was worried we would miss our train. All right, at least we have our stuff. This is everything we're traveling with. My smaller bag, helmets, Alan's big bag. It looks like we're traveling with a lot, but actually in the last week and a half, we've accumulated some things for people that we love, we want to bring back. And then also we have that clothing from Hoi An, which takes up a little bit of room, but we are now ready for the trip. Want all my tips, including what didn't make it into videos? Check out my Vietnam guide for what to see, eat, and do, plus crucial tips for renting a motorbike in Vietnam. All right, we made it. It's 20 after 5. You do have to get here early. When we show them our ticket, they're like, get on, get on. We're not supposed to leave until 6:05, but I think they want to get everyone settled. We're on the 2 bottom bunks, which are made up. The 2 top bunks are not made up, so I hope that means we have this to ourselves. I would say if you are more than 6 feet, it could be uncomfortable, but I think it'll be fine for us. And I think it's better to be on the bottom because the rocking, yes, maybe you'll hear the rails more, but you won't be rocking as much. I think it's gonna be pretty good. 1.1 million for a 15-hour train ride. We have food, we have water, we have a garbage can, we have outlets, we have lights. I actually really love train travel, so I'm excited about this. Let's go check out the most important thing, the bathroom. There is separate sink, so that's great. And then the bathroom. All right. This is on wide angle. We're in a pretty small bathroom, but what do you expect on a train? The fact that it has a toilet seat is amazing. But overall, I would say pretty good. Considering the last time I was on a train was in India and it was just a hole in the ground. This is pretty good, but there is a sign for locals because even though there's a toilet seat, I'm probably the only one who will be sitting on it. All right, one thing I did want to share is just how big is this place? Because every YouTube video I've watched, everyone has used a wide angle to show you the room so you could see the whole room. But then it makes it look really big. And so I'm going to show you on wide angle and then on regular with Alan, who's already laying down. This is Alan on wide angle. This is Alan regularly. You're 165 centimeters. And so you're almost, you take up the whole space. So if somebody is more than 165, they're gonna need to bend their knees, which I think down here would probably be okay, but up top, not so much. Are we taking off? Oh, we're taking off! So we weren't even on the train for an hour and we decided to go for a walk. As soon as the sun went down and the view was gone, we thought, even though we bought dinner, maybe we should just go to the dining car. We are in car number 8. The dining car is car number 1. So we walked through a lot of the different cars, the different classes. We saw that we are in first class sleeper. We saw the second class sleeper. We saw the just soft chairs. But also what was interesting was we saw the private cars. I can't remember the name of it, but I looked at it. It's almost twice the price of this, but it's a truly private cabin. You don't have any roommates up top. It's just 2. You have flowers on the table. It looks nice. And then the car also has artwork in the hallways instead of the ads here. But other than that, to be honest, I'm really glad we got this because I don't think it was that much different to warrant the price. And then we went to the dining car, had some, you know, Mr. Noodle with some beef, and saw that the staff were all eating their staff meal. So I think they accommodated us, but I actually think that dining car was really like a staff meal car. But it was interesting to see. Good that they are eating good food and having a little bit of rice wine.
It's 3:30 a.m. and we just woke up because it was so cold. Before we went to sleep, we stole the blankets from above, which are like thick curtains, not really like blankets, and then also put on more clothes. But I woke up, I couldn't do it, it was so cold. Alan was already up eating, he was just freezing. And I had watched a video from What the Pho that said the AC, if there's a problem, to speak to the conductor. So thankfully, when we walked down, the conductor was kind of up, in bed, but up. And at first he said, no, there's nothing he can do. And I was like, oh, it's so cold, it's so cold. So he went to the panel and started to look at things. And then he finally turned 3 things off, which I think is our AC because we can't hear it anymore. But our room was colder than the hallway. And then we went out to the bathroom and it's like getting punched in the face with heat. It was so nice. I was joking to Alan. I was like, oh, should we sleep in the bathroom? I miss that heat. I think it's gonna be better. Alan actually tried to console me by kissing me on the cheek, and I told him to get away from me because his lips on my cheek were like an ice box. Anyway, I feel like it's better. We've stopped somewhere so we can actually hear, and it sounds like our AC is off. I hope that is the case because the bed is actually really comfortable. The rocking is quite nice. Everything is really great. It's just freezing. So we'll see. I feel like it's better.
Yeah.
I can't hear the AC. I can't hear the AC, so that's good. The conductor also brought more blankets, so we each now have 3 on top of us. So I feel like, yeah, I think it's time to try to go back to sleep. All right, hopefully this is it, and you'll see me again in the morning. Good morning. So it's 8 a.m. and then we had a great sleep. The beds here are actually really comfortable. I would say more comfortable than a traditional Vietnamese mattress. So it was pretty good. And then 5:30. I don't know where we stopped, but almost everyone got off the train. Almost everyone. Unfortunately, I think our conductor also got off the train, and someone new took his place, a woman, because about an hour ago, this woman came in yelling at Alan. But, oh, we're running again. I'm just gonna kind of get ready. I still haven't booked where we're gonna stay yet in Ninh Bình, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. And then once we get there, we have to figure out the motorbike. Hopefully it will be there. I'm not gonna cross my fingers because in Vietnam, crossing your fingers is considered vulgar. So I'm not going to do it.
So cold for so long, and it's very humid here. It's 29 degrees and I'm wearing a jacket. It's hot, but it's really nice. It feels like I'm being wrapped in this warmth after that cold night. So next up, we have to go to the motorcycle cargo area to pick up the bike. There won't be any gas in the tank because obviously they had to take it out to transport it. And so we had to find out where can we get a little bit of gas that will take us just long enough to go to the gas station. Let's go. All right, so far this has been a pretty smooth experience. 1.1 million to put the bike onto the train. That was the official price, which I think is very reasonable. They did a great job wrapping it up. We watched the whole thing. The gentlemen were so nice when we came back and we found out the storage was closed, and actually went to try to find people for us to help us. Really, really sweet people. And then to get here, the bike was out of it, in a room, which is fantastic. And even though we paid $50,000, I had actually expected to pay for parking, for storage while it was here, because we weren't here when it arrived. So that's fine. And then we're going to get some gas, and so $30,000 for the taxi driver, which I know is too expensive, but that's fine. That said, why did we choose to take the train over the bus? Well, it's because we've been on the roads with the bus. The bus is cheaper, but we've seen how they drive, and they are crazy drivers. And then this road from Da Nang to Ninh Bình is actually very windy. And so we don't want to be on a windy bus, even if it's a sleeper bus. And we also don't want to trust people to strap the bike to the top of the bus, I guess, and hope that with this windy bus that not only will we arrive, but they arrive. So this was a really good option for us, because this is a rental bike. So we want to take care of it. We don't want anything to happen to it. We also don't want to be car sick from the bus and then just arrive and have the whole day ruined. So it's very early. I think it's 10 a.m. probably by now. And we're just going to look for something to eat, and then also look for somewhere to stay. And then when we find that place, definitely need a shower, need to do a lot of laundry, and just today is a relaxing day. I'm probably going to try to fly my drone just because it's so beautiful here. It'll be really nice. We're going to spend 3 nights here. A lot of people just spend 1 night, but we're going to spend 3. We really want to enjoy this place. my Patreon community for more behind the scenes and exclusive content you won't find elsewhere. You can also find me on Instagram, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All of these things make my day. Thank you so much for your support.